Look, as music artists, sometimes we just need results fast. So what's the fastest way to get music heard on Spotify? Hey, it's John here at Hyped It. And in this video, I want to talk about speed. Okay, speed to promotion. Sometimes you just need results fast. And among all the options to promote music on Spotify, there are some that are slow, there are some that are fast, and there are some that are super fast. So that's what this video is dedicated to here. I want to walk through different promotion strategies on Spotify and talk about speed. But before we jump in, don't forget to hit the subscribe, the like, and the bell icon below, just so that you can get more videos like this on YouTube that help you reach and get more fans for your music. When it comes to Spotify promotion, I've seen methods that are effective in weeks, some in days, some in hours, some in minutes. And this is exactly what I want to break down in this video here. So let's start with the slowest method to promote your music on Spotify that I've seen. And that's organic social media marketing. We can go out on Instagram, on Facebook and TikTok and on all of these social media platforms and post about our music to try to get fans over into Spotify and check out our music. But unless you have a huge audience of hundreds of thousands of followers or millions of followers where you can send a tweet or make a post and you'll have thousands and thousands of fans come over, check out your music, unless you have that kind of audience, social media marketing is a slow growth process for your music on Spotify. I certainly don't have that kind of audience. If I post something to my followers on Instagram or on TikTok, I usually don't recognize any big impact on my music. And I would have to heavily invest into more social media marketing in order to get there. Can it be done? Yes, absolutely, it can be done. But what I usually see is that this is a process that takes weeks, that takes months, maybe that even takes years before you have an audience that's big enough and engaged enough to really give you benefit on Spotify. So it can be an effective promo method, but it really takes a long time. So that's why this is the slowest method that I want to touch on in this video. So let's crank up the speed. Let's look at a faster method of getting your music heard on Spotify, and that is playlist promotion. With playlist promotion, you tap into an existing audience that a playlist curator has already built, and you get your music featured on that playlist. There are really two types of playlist promotion out there. One is what I'd call sort of organic playlist promotion, where you are building a relationship with a curator and eventually you get featured. And then there are all forms of paid playlist promotion, where you pay to get your music submitted to playlist curators in hopes to be featured on any of their playlists. With organic playlist promotion, you're typically looking at a few weeks of building a collaboration, building a connection, building a relationship. The faster of these two is certainly the paid playlist promotion. And speed-wise, I put this in the category of getting Spotify results in a couple of days, because the process is that you make a submission to the playlist curators, and then usually it takes them a couple days to review your music, and if your music has been approved, it gets scheduled and then be put on that playlist, because there may not be an immediate spot available. And this entire process can usually take a few days. Now, there is a downside with playlist promotion that I've talked about before, which is that playlist promotion primarily attracts passive listeners to your music. If you think about how most people listen to playlists, it's as music in the background, right? They might be at work, they might be at the gym working out, they might be running, they might be driving. There's a primary activity that they're focused on, and music is playing in the background, which gives you listeners and streams as metrics on Spotify, but it doesn't put you in front of a diehard audience of fans that are very likely to come over and then follow you and save your music to their playlist and engage in the most meaningful way. So that's just something to consider here. I typically don't do playlist promotion because I'm more interested in getting active fans rather than passive listeners. But speed-wise, we're already doing a lot better here than organic social media marketing, but we can do even faster. And the way to do even faster is with running music ads on Instagram and Facebook. Now we've taken it down from a number of days to potentially a number of hours. If you want to launch an ad campaign on Instagram and Facebook for your music on Spotify, what do you have to do, right? You have to create a smart link or a download gate or a pre-save. Then you go over to Facebook Ads Manager. You set up a conversion, you launch a campaign, you launch ad sets, you're targeting, the pixel connections, all of these things. Now, depending on how often you've done it and how familiar you are with the process and the technical details, I'd say this might take anywhere from an hour to maybe half a day. or if you're doing it for the very first time, maybe even a little bit longer. And then you want to account for the fact that once your ad is submitted, there's still a little bit of a time needed on Facebook's end to sort of approve your campaigns before they go live and drive listeners over to music on Spotify. But generally speaking, if I wake up in the morning and I say, I need some Spotify listeners and fans and streams by tonight, and I sit down and I manually create a smart link, a preset for download gate, or whatever landing page I need, and then I come over to Facebook and I build the entire campaign and I make all the links, I can be up and running at the end of the day. With this, we've gone from weeks to days down to hours. But now the question is, can it be done even faster? This is a really important question for me because time is one of my most limited resources, right? Between full-time job, my family, my friends, and the time I want to spend with making music, I literally only have minutes to invest in music promotion. And repeatedly building these Facebook ad campaigns manually and spending hours and hours on it just takes up time that I would love to spend in other places. And so one of the challenges that me and our team here at Hyped set for ourselves is, how can we make it so that music artists who want results really, really fast can launch entire full-blown promotion campaigns for their music in literally less than 5 minutes? And the answer has been Hyped's music ad automation tool, which is where we're combining software and algorithms and AI to build full-blown Spotify promo campaigns super fast in literally less than 5 minutes that track diehard fans, repeat listeners, and lots of streams to music on Spotify. And I know this sounds very self-promotional, but if we're talking about speed and the fastest way to get a promo campaign for Spotify Live, I truly believe this is it. And ever since we launched it, this is the tool, the only tool, and the only process that I use to grow my music on Spotify. But enough talking. To really prove to you how fast this is, I'm going to show you. We're going to put a timer right there so you can see how quickly we get this Spotify promo campaign launched. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm logged into Hyped right now. I'm on the Promote Music tab, and here I'm going to select the music ad automation. Now that gives me access to all of the promotion templates for Spotify, and for this one here, I'm going to use the Grow My Spotify Track template. Select this one, and now all I have to do is follow the different steps on the page. So the first one is connecting my Facebook account. I have my Facebook fan page, my Instagram account selected here, my ad account, my pixel. So all I gotta do here is go next. Now I have to tell Hyped what is the song that I want to promote. So I'm gonna hop over into Spotify. The song I'm going to promote is this one here, Beat on My Heart. So I'm just gonna grab the copy URL, the song URL. I'm gonna bring it over into Hyped. Paste it here. Artist name, title already populated. All I have to do here is select the genre. This particular track is Tech House. Select this here and done. All right, now Hyped will help me create the ad real fast. The cover is already here. I can add a video effect to this. I always like this light leak here. So I'm gonna select this one. And now we need the audio for the ad. So in order to get the audio for the ad, I'm gonna upload the full song into Hyped right now. I'm gonna use Hyped to cut out 3 different audio snippets from the song. Now, in this particular case, because I'm recording this video here, I can't listen to the audio at the same time. So I'm just gonna visually pick some of the loudest moments of the song. And whenever I have one of those, I'm gonna click on Create Video here. I'm gonna do this 3 times. This section of the song, this section of the song, and this section of the song. Now, full disclosure, when you're doing this on your computer, you want to actually use the preview feature here and make sure you're listening to the first couple seconds of every one of these audio previews to make sure they start exactly where you want them to start. Now, Hyped's preparing these ad videos. In the meantime, I can move on and select the countries for my campaign. I like starting new campaigns with tier 1, 2 countries. That's usually a great balance of finding countries where you get an engaged listener audience, and at the same time, the cost per result is relatively moderate, so you can get good results for your promotion budget. All I'm going to do here then is go next. Now, this is where I help the campaign to find laser targeted fans of my music genre. And the way I'm doing this here is I'm going to insert the names of sound-alike artists. So in my particular case, I'm going to add Mark Knight. I'm going to add Low Steppa. I'm going to add David Penn. And I'm also going to add Bob Sinclair. So I'm going with 4 here. 3 is the minimum, but I'm doing 4. And then all I got to do is click on generate interests here. And this is when Hypedit goes out and it analyzes the audiences of the sounded like artists and it compares it to targetable interests on Facebook. And basically the algorithm comes back with a recommendation of interests that would likely perform very well in this campaign. And this has happened now. We're looking at Tech House, Bob Sinclair, Mark Knight, Dennis Ferrer, Eric Price. I like all those. Let's go next. Budget, $5 a day. Perfect budget to start a new campaign. Next. Advanced settings, I'm just going to skip those because most campaigns just do well with the default settings and if you do not actually touch this. So I virtually never change anything in the advanced settings. This is everything I selected, confirming my selections here, saving a draft, and next thing I'm going to do is hit publish. So now Hypedit's going out and is creating the music ads, uploading the music ads, connecting the AI, setting up the audience targeting, and then finalizing the campaign. So this process just takes a couple seconds and we're done. That's it. Our ad campaign has now been completely created, published to Facebook and Instagram, and is ready to go live as soon as it's been approved by Meta. And how long has it been? You know, check the timer. Literally just minutes to create one of these campaigns. And what I love about it, not only is it the fastest way to create a promo campaign for Spotify now, but it's also one of the most effective ones. Since you're using software in order to create the entire campaign, you're guaranteed that all the technical setup is correct, right? There's not going to be any problems with the pixel or not any problems with the conversion settings of the campaigns. All of this is automatically done by the software, so you know it just works. And by having the ability to use software and algorithms to help you make the best settings for your campaign and help you choosing the right interests, you're really giving yourself the chance to attracting engaged listeners and die-hard fans to your music. So not only is it the fastest way, it's also one of the most effective and that brings in the highest quality audience to your music. Want to get your music heard on Spotify with AI? I just launched a brand new video training program called the Spotify Growth Switch, where I show you how to start growing real listeners, real fans, and real streams on Spotify in less than 10 minutes using software and AI. I've used the Spotify Growth Switch system to now grow my music to over 7 million streams and tens of thousands of monthly listeners on Spotify. This works for any music genre. It gets you real fans and listeners super fast. And it's extremely easy to set up, literally just like flipping a spotlight switch for your music. Despite using AI, you don't need to know nothing about tech stuff in order to be successful with this. I've had the tremendous privilege of helping multiple tens of thousands of music artists grow their music on Spotify, many of which have grown to much larger numbers, lots more listeners, lots more streams than I have using the systems that I've taught. Makes me so proud of their success. And so if you want to get more real listeners, real fans, and real streams for your music fast using state-of-the-art software and AI, then click the link below this video and check out the Spotify Growth Switch. I can't wait to help you grow your music on Spotify, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.